Hello,
Yes.
beautiful souls. I'm super excited. Today we have Denisse, and we're going to be talking about Denisse and her journey. And I mean, I'm just loving your smile, by the way. It's like,
Thank you.
tell us a little bit about you, Denisse. Like, where are you from? Where are you right now? Anything that you want to share as an
Okay.
intro before we start?
Yes. I'm Denise Datry. I'm Uruguayan. I'm 34 years old. I have been in America and United States for the last 5 years. I just moved from Wellington to Miami. So I'm new in the city. And I was in the program while I was living in West Palm Beach, since I lived there for years.
Yeah, so all of
And
your sessions were in person.
yes, exactly. And now, after I finished the programs, a lot of changes started everywhere, here and there. So now I'm like starting a new life completely, and here I am.
Yeah. So tell us what was happening when you decided to register for the program. Like, what was going on with
uh,
you?
I think it's a long story, but it's a short one at the same time. My entire life I have been dealing against depression and anxiety. I think since I'm a kid, but I realized that problem when I was a teenager, and I try everything. I try all kind of treatments, psycholog. The psycholog sent me to the psychiatrist. I start taking medication. I try therapeutical hypnosis. I try a TMS. I don't know if you know. It's like a treatment. I was for 3 months every single day attached to a chair in a machine that was hitting my
Oh,
brain with impulse, electromagnetic impulse. I
yeah.
did it twice. Uh it's a very expensive
For three
treatment.
months?
Yeah, three
For
months
3 months straight?
every single day. It's a $10,000 treatment, and
Ooh.
it helped me a little bit, like for a month. After I finished it, a month, I was like super good, super lucid. It was like I was more excited, less depressed, but then everything came back to normal again. So
Oh,
I did it
okay.
again, but it wasn't the same thing that the first time. So everything I tried didn't help much. Even while I was taking the medication and after doing these TMS treatments, I started the panic attacks. So everything was going worse. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
And
Mm-hmm.
I was at work and somebody mentioned you. I was like just like stopping by, and somebody say, do you know something about this kind of hypnosis? And I say, I just did something different, not quite the same thing. And they refer it to you, and I decided to start the program. And after everything I tried, it really worked. This program really worked for me. And that's why I think some people think that everything is lost, that nothing is possible, that it is, that you need to keep dealing with your problems and nobody's going to help you. But yeah, I think this kind of treatment can help you, and not everybody understands it. So I think you just need to try it and give it a chance, because it's something different, it's something new, and that helps you explore other parts of you and your soul and your spirit and go farther and beyond. So that's why
So
it works.
you did have a lot of past lives experiences besides the childhood and the inner child healing. Tell us a little bit about that, because I think for those people that are very spiritual, I think they can connect and understand like what was going on with you from a spiritual point of view.
Yes, that is something that I understood, and some people, they don't know. It's not just childhood traumas, but sometimes we have problems that come from very past lives, hundreds of years, and it's impossible for us to get to that information and to find it and process it and let it go. And yeah, I think we went through maybe 8 past lives or more, and it was
At
very
least,
interesting. Yeah, at least, because in each one of them, we found like problems that I was having at this timeline. So everything is related. And with this technique that you use, it's so easy to find that answers. And it's crazy because on my own, it would be impossible. So I think it's very interesting. And like you was telling me the other day, something that you told me, when you talk to somebody, like normally you speak with your brain because you think the answers. But when you are in a quantum healing session, you see from your soul and your heart, and the answers are more clear, and you can get deeper into the problem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for those listening, I think we're saying quantum healing because it's really working with the quantum, but it's not the quantum healing technique, QHHT. So a lot of the work that we did was spirit releasement for
that's true.
A good amount of session because you have very strong abilities. For those that are listening, tell us a little bit about like how was that experience working with releasing energies, and what did you feel in your body? Like what was going on with your body when you were going through that?
It was crazy. It was crazy because you cannot tell that you have these spirits on you that are absorbing your energy. And also sometimes they make you feel things that you don't want to feel, or think stuff that you don't want to do or think. And when you find them, it's like you can recover your own space, your energy. So you don't feel drained anymore, and you get that space for your soul to expand. It's very difficult to express because it's a weird it's weird to me to say it, and even more in English. But I think there is when I first started feeling the release. Like I feel better, I can be myself, I feel less pressure on my body. I feel more peace. It's like you get out a lot of waste from your chest and your soul, and you breathe better, and everything gets better. And since I was mentioning you, I don't know if everybody could read the words that I write for you, but I stopped taking medication.
Go ahead and tell us, because I don't think it's in one of the white papers, but I don't know how many people read that stuff.
No, for sure.
So you can tell us.
Yes, after I don't remember if it was like after 5 months in the program or so, I started releasing some spirits already. I did it quite fast because I had plenty of them in my body. So, and a lot of them came from my childhood in the house where I was raised. And I was having a lot of nightmares my entire life in this house, and I didn't understand why. I was always scared, and and I found the reasons, and I released these spirits that were like tormenting my soul. And that helped me a lot with my depression too, and my anxiety. And that was the only thing that made possible for me to stop the medication. I was taking big doses or psychiatric antidepressants, and it was the first time that I felt much better and in no need of that. And I stopped it completely, like for the last maybe 10 months, 8 months, I don't know exactly. And
How do
that
you
is
feel though?
incredible. I'm
Yeah.
feeling great. I'm feeling great.
And your doctors were on board with you going off the medication?
I'm sorry?
Did you tell them? Did you tell your doctors that you were going off the medication?
Um, I I finished the treatment with them. The person that was helping me with the medication was the person that did the TMS with me.
Okay.
So I finished the treatment with them, and I didn't request the medication anymore. But I continued with Psychedelic at the same time, and they were aware, of my process and how I was changing the medication. So yeah, it was always a professional with me, following me in my journey too.
Okay. So when you decided to come off the medication, I can only imagine, like, these medications are very strong, right? So
Yeah.
how is that journey for you when you started coming off the medication?
To be honest, it was pretty easy. It was pretty natural. Uh, I always was trying to eliminate the medication because it takes a lot of side effects, non-desirable side effects. So I
Yes.
wasn't happy with them, and I was trying to eliminate them for a long time. That's why I did all the treatments that I did before, because I didn't want to be depressed, but I didn't want to be under the medication symptoms. So yeah, I think it was pretty smooth. I just started like slowing down, putting down the doses, and I was feeling good. I wait for some time, and then I start like trying not to take them, and everything was smooth. And then I say, okay, I don't need it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you feel good, like you feel like you made the right decision in regards to
For
that?
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Of course, nobody can be happy like 100% of the time, but not being dependent or some chemicals that control your life, to be honest, because you're not yourself. That medication keeps you in a state where you don't feel pretty much anything. You are like not sad, you're not happy, you cannot sexually feel nothing. So you're like in this state like that.
So yeah, some of those medication causes sexual dysfunction for sure. Yeah.
It's like you see your life like through a window. Everything happens in front of you, but it's like a movie. You're like, okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, whatever. It's like, and I'm not like that. I like to feel. I like to be like the protagonist of my life, the leader of my life. And
yeah,
that's why I try very hard for a lot of years to get there, to get to a normal state where I don't need to depend from a medication. And since it's a very controlled one, you need to be on top of it. Okay, I need to ask for this. I need to not forget this. I need to talk to this person about that. It's like a lot of work for not being yourself.
Right. So when you're going through the sessions, like as you recall the journey of going through all the sessions that you did, what is the one thing that you can tell other people about, like, because I think for a lot of people it can be very scary to do this work. Some people have a specific perspectives on like the work that we do, regression, hypnotherapy, the shamanic. You did a little bit of all of it combined.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that process. Anything that you want to share in regards to that?
Yeah, I think it's not scary at all. It's not scary. Some people get scared also about hypnosis because they think they're gonna lost themselves. They are gonna lose the control. They are gonna, I don't know, their soul is gonna fly away and that's it. No, it's not like that. You are always lucid. You're always connected to the present. The only thing is that in your head you can understand things better. It's more complicated than that, for sure, but it's like everything comes so smoothly, you know, that you're not afraid at all. All the opposite, you're very excited that you can find answers that on your own you cannot, because you are too worried about, I need to pay this bill, I need to talk to this person, I'm so stressed out at work. But this session is like for yourself. You sit, you concentrate yourself. For sure your help is needed, because I cannot connect if I don't have you to guide me, to talk to me, to answer, to question some, to give me some questions. So it's super simple. It's super simple, because you start like listening more. It's just that. It's to focus in what is important.
Listening
to focus
to your being.
Yeah, and to find the origins and to connect with you, with your body, with your energy. But yeah, I know people is scared, but I really recommend it, because it's an experience. It's an amazing experience, and you cannot have that experience somewhere else, you know. So I'm a very curious person, and thanks to this I'm becoming a spiritual person too, because that opened my eyes to a lot of other things that I didn't know about, and I'm very thankful. But yeah, it's nothing to be afraid of or being concerned about. There is not a wrong answer. If you find the answer, you find it. If you don't, maybe next time. But it's a process, like everything. So if you try it, you are already in the good track, and everything is gonna be there. The solution is gonna be there eventually. That's why taking the 1-year program was perfect. I would try to keep taking some sessions when I can, because I think that is the work that we need to keep doing. And you become like, every day is getting easier and easier, and you can discover more things. And since you get lighter and you connect better and you understand better, everything gets better with time too. I think people get like too concerned or afraid or anxious, but that's why we are here.
That's true. Like that. Right. And what about like after your session? Some people after their session go through ups and downs. Tell us, like, how did you keep pushing to get to the next session until you started seeing the progress that you were making?
In my case, what I was feeling sometimes is the energy that keeps moving, because you move some energy, you release some waste, and you feel it. But sometimes people wants to do the auto boycott, right? Like, okay, I don't want to do it. I prefer to watch television at home because it's easier than working on myself and getting better. But that's why we cannot do it on our own. It's like you need somebody to help you. And
for sure.
to have the program is like help you to be more organized, and also it gives you periods of time where you can see, okay, every month I have one session, or every 1 month and a half I'm gonna do this, and I know that I'm gonna feel much better afterwards. So it's like going to the gym. You don't want to go to the gym sometimes, but you know that after you go, you feel amazing, and you need to. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think you need to do that for you. You own that, and you just need to go and work for you. So
Right,
it is
right. I
what it
mean, I
is.
think it's, yeah, I think you mentioned something very interesting, that you pay over $10,000 for the one treatment for the TMS, right?
And it
That's a
didn't
lot of
work.
money. Well, but if it worked, it was going to be really, really, really good, right? So
Yeah.
for some people, it's like, oh, I don't have the money, or whatever the excuse is, or I don't have the time, I don't have the energy. There's always something, because the person is not ready to work on themselves.
Yeah.
So for those people that are like, oh, okay, like, sometimes it's like putting things off because maybe the pain is not enough, maybe the suffering is still doable. What would you say to people who are putting off facing their problems and frustrations?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I think I wasn't like in the limit, like I'm dying. If I don't do anything, something, I'm gonna die. It wasn't like that. But I wasn't in a good position either. And I think my goal in life is to enjoy life and try to feel as good as possible. So
Yeah.
I don't need to wait until last minute, because last minute is too late. I was doing a lot of work on myself and I was getting worse anyways. So you need to wake up, because you deserve to live a good life,
A happy life. Yeah.
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 So it's not like sometimes you feel more comfortable watching television, but you need to understand that sometimes what makes you be in at bed is something that you need to release, or something that you need to work on, because you're missing a lot of things in your life because of that. And
Yeah.
we try to justify everything like, I know today, oh, look at the sky, it's not that good, no, I'm not gonna do anything, or today, oh no, I'm not feeling. We always find justifications, but when you can feel or think clearly, you understand that sometimes something is interrupting yourself to feel or think like you should. And that is something that you need to live it to believe it, because when you have spirits, for example, you don't understand how they can manipulate you or even make you take bad decisions, or they change your life and not in a good way. So
Yeah.
you need to work on it.
And sometimes I think one of the things that I remember about your sessions, I know you've been done with the program a while back, but I remember working at least on a couple of spirits. There were more than one session done, because they were so right, like they were so part of the background of childhood, that they needed to be addressed in different sessions. It wasn't just one session for some of them.
And it's like you said, sometimes you're not ready to see them, or it takes time for you to get to the source of the problem, because we need to build that capacity. It's not like you do this and oh my god, I'm a new person. No, it's like little by little, and you discover some things with time. So as you get deeper, you can find issues, like bigger issues, and get it done. And after the program ended, I continue some work, and you need to keep working. It's always something.
There's always something, that's for sure.
It's always something. There is a lot going on around you, and yeah, you need to work on yourself to get ready. But yeah, also we had the implants, so it wasn't just past lives, childhood traumas, spirit releasement, aliens, implants. That took us like 2 or 3 sessions too. That came back. I released some of them, and like 2 sessions or 3 sessions after that, I found much more that I had that I didn't discover the first time. So yeah, it was a lot.
Did you,
a lot to do.
yeah, did you notice though any release when you were working on the implants? Like for those people that are listening, like, oh my God, what is an implant? And you know, like what happens with the implant? What did you feel in your body when you were working through the implants?
I don't know what to say about how I was feeling.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I say, I think I feel like release, emotionally and physically, because you get rid of some stuff that are not yours, you know.
Yeah, but it didn't feel overwhelming to the point that you felt like your life was in danger when you were going through the implants?
No, it's like I get a little scared when I was taking them off, because they were a lot and they were everywhere, and I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And they were falling everywhere on my butt. It was like a little chaotic, but it was amazing. It was like crazy, and I say, wow, you know, it's like a new, I don't know how to say it. It's like a completely an entire dimension that you weren't aware of, and you say how I was in contact with these creatures, and I established a connection, a communication, and then they use my body for studying me, and how I realized that after, and I get rid of them. It's like a lot of sensations at the same time, but it's crazy, you know. I love that kind of things. And yeah, and it was a little overwhelming the last time, because it was a lot. It was all in my body, everywhere. And when I started taking them, and they were like, I don't know if you remember, it was like,
I do.
I don't know if I should say it. I don't want to tell anybody.
That's okay. We want them to know what this is about.
And it was amazing.
And that is real.
When you mentioned something, I was seeing something, and you saw it too at the same time, and I wasn't even mentioning what was going on, and you told me, what is that? And I said, yes, it's in my neck. And you said, okay, take it up. It was like, wow, we are completely connected. She can see what I'm seeing. It's amazing.
I did.
Yeah,
that was that was I think it was a gift for myself, because I was like, oh my God, she can actually, like, I knew that you were able to see it. So I was in shock that you were like really so deep into the experience, because it was like, this is real, and this is happening right now.
I was seeing everything. I was feeling everything. And I was like so concentrated, and like, I'm doing this. And you were like, and what is that? But take it out. And yes, and that too. And pay attention to this. And we were like working together and making it done. It was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it. And I know that it's something that I'm doing for myself and my well-being. And it's a life changer, not just for the after, but for the experience itself. It's like, wow, it's amazing.
Yeah. So after that session, what did you notice, like when you released all of those implants?
I felt like free. I felt free, like okay, now my body is my body. It's no one else's. Yeah, it's like
I love it.
Yeah, it's like it's me in my body, and I don't have all this stuff that wants to control me,
No
or
one
that
else
wants
controlling me.
to start in my being, you know. It's like you start getting space in yourself, like mentally, emotionally. Your soul gets bigger, your body gets lighter, your thinking gets more lucid, like everything happens at the same time. So it's crazy.
Wow,
It's amazing that it's like a reborn in some way, you know.
Yeah.
You discover a self that you never had the chance to discover it before, because since I'm a kid, I'm with spirits and things that are oppressing me, and you know, so it was an entire life of fighting against that, and I couldn't do it myself, for sure, because I wasn't capable.
But did you know about the spirits before you had your first session with me? Did you knew that was a problem?
I didn't.
Okay, you did not.
I always believed in spirits. I always knew that were spirits in my house, in my childhood house.
Okay.
I wasn't aware that were in me. I wasn't aware.
And that they were causing so many issues.
Exactly. So when we started discovering them, that they were hiding with me, that was so surprising. But at the same time, they are like absorbing your energy, and they are trying to get you to the dark side so they can get what they want, and that changed your life too, you know. So that was another thing that I learned, and that helped me a lot to understand it and to do something about it. It was a big change for me.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this is beautiful. Anything else that you want to share to complete today's conversation?
Of course, I cannot enter in details because nobody cares about my life.
Oh no, people want
no, but
I know that they're not alone, which is why we do this.
Exactly. I think it's good for everybody to try the process, because you always have something to discover. In my case, it were a lot of things for a long time, like I'm telling you, hundreds of years, plus the implants, plus the spirits, plus a lot of traumas from this life. But even if you think that everything is good, this kind of experiences is going to help you connect with yourself and connect with the universe and the energy around you, and to go deeply to a lot of amazing stuff. So I really recommend it. My case was anxiety, depression, panic attacks, but you don't need to have that to live this experience and to grow as a soul. So I think I loved it. That helped me a lot, and I think it's very useful for everybody. So I invite you to try it and enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Denisse. I am so happy that you did this, for those that are experiencing similar things, that they can, like really connect with your energy, because I think sometimes we do feel very alone when we go through this process. So to hear from other people, it makes a big difference. Yeah. Thank you so much.
And also my contact, you can give them my contact if they want to chat, or I don't know. I cannot give any advice, because every process is different, every person is different. But it's not as scary as it sounds. It's more interesting that it looks like. So I'm thrilled about it, and I think everybody should do it, but let me know if I can help in some kind of way. Of course.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.